Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by heavyweight contender Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Jarrell, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm alive, man. I'm living the American dream.
Tell us what you're doing there in Florida ahead of the Holyfield Bellator. I need to say Bellator.
No, man.
Event.
I've been out here, been training. Just getting a vibe for the city. You know, a lot of stuff in New York has been locked down, so I've been out here training for a couple months. Just getting my body acclimated to the hot weather, and planning on making my return very soon. And just trying to staying positive, staying out of negativity, and just doing what I do best, and that's train and work hard.
Who are you working with out there in Florida? Who kind of putting you through your paces?
Right now I've been going. I went to Pedro Diaz gyms today. I went there a couple of times for training. I'm actually at Stanford MMA. I do a lot of kickboxing drills and MMA drills. I'm over there at Barwich Training Center in over there in Deerfield on that side. So I'm all over the place, but usually between Barwich, Stanford, and Pedro Diaz, and probably the heavyweight factory as well. That's what I'm mostly at right now.
Are you looking to kind of get involved in this Triller kind of stuff? Boxers fighting MMA fighters, like you said.
Hey, listen, man. I'm listen. At the end of the day, I'm a prize fighter, and I haven't fought for a prize in a long time. So listen, anywhere that check is going to be, Big Baby will be there. But like I said before, Thriller has made some, phone calls not too long ago, and we're interested, as well as Bare Knuckle. Nothing has come to fruition yet because the numbers didn't look right. But like I said, at this point right now, we're very close to coming back to the boxing realm. So exhibition or not, we're gonna punch somebody in the face really soon, and we're working hard on getting there.
Just don't make it my man Frank, who's doing the camera work at the moment.
Nah, he's horrible. But listen, he's doing it with a laptop, so we can't beat him up too much.
Yeah, don't put your fist through a laptop, please.
No, we're not gonna do that.
You talked about coming back into the boxing ring. I obviously have to ask, what's the latest on your suspension from the NSAC? Is that coming too soon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so correct. So we were actually started VADA back in early of January of last year, of this year, as a matter of fact. But unfortunately, I was going through a lot of financial situations, going through a divorce, and I wasn't able to keep up with the payments with VADA. It's very expensive to do with VADA at the time. So my money was locked up between markets and cryptocurrency, all that crazy nonsense. But at the time now, I had to restart my whole VADA testing over, which had just started recently about a month ago. So it'll be up in about January. So officially, I should be back in the boxing ring in January once my VADA is up. And, I'm more than happy. I'm ready to prove to the people that, listen, whatever they thought was a steroid was really just a nonsense of a banned substance. And we're going to get back in the ring clean and whatever they want to put me on. And, hey, we're going to go in and knock people out.
How do you feel about that kind of negative perception of you in some quarters? You said you don't like negativity, but there's a lot of people that want to throw you under the bus.
I mean,
multiple times now, issues with drugs.
I mean, listen to me. Let me tell you something. If people were really that smart and study what's banned substance and what really is a steroid, they will educate themselves. So if you want to ban fighters and talk about fighters and that, then you're not really a fan of the sport, because when you understand steroids and bodybuilding steroids, all these other guys that will fail for testosterone enhanced muscle steroid. What I took was never that. Is what I'm trying to say. It might have been something in the bedroom extra, but it was definitely not for the boxing ring. And like I said before, when you start studying amounts and levels, then you understand that it's like a salt in a $100,000 gallon pool. You know what I mean? So like I said before, people gonna hate. They're always gonna talk. If you do, you damn if you don't. But either way, once I get back in the ring, when them hands fly, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Well, I hope the performance in the bedroom was worth the punishment.
No, hell no. We did something. Ain't no booty worth that couple million. I don't care. Or maybe it's Beyonce. I would take Beyonce now for a couple million. You know what I mean? But other than that, brother, I mean, I've been working on for 17 years of my life, man. That was about the biggest show in my life. And it taught me a lot, though. And this is a word just for anybody in the world that's trying to make it. In life, things never go as planned sometimes. And you got to stay strong. If you want to succeed, you got to block out the haters. You got to have a talk with yourself. And you have to just say, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going to pray on it. I'm going to work on it and keep moving forward, because nothing is overnight. Nothing. So, with the grace of God and hard work, you're going to get there.
And was part of the reason for at least some of the failures, a lack of knowledge or a lack of education on your part of what is allowed and what isn't allowed?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, most definitely. Like, even 2019, I was talking about before, the 2019 VADA bad substance, what I fell for wasn't even on their list for 2019. When I fell for it, that's when it came on the list the next year. So like I said, there's so much gray area between testing and with athletes that education has to constantly be updated, because if VADA is going to update their list, they have to update the fighters. You know what I'm trying to say? But like I said before, nobody really listened to a guy when he's been out of the ring and he's failed. So I said my whole thing is, once I'm back on top and I'm working towards these goals, I feel like even if I could be a spokesman with VADA and educating fighters and telling fighters, yo, this is what we need to do, this is what we can't do, and how we educate ourselves, because it's sad, people missing on the opportunities. Not just me, there's other fighters that failed on undercards for minor stuff. It might not hit the tabloids. Even Oscar Valdez, I feel like if he fails, it should go across the board for everybody. But money as well plays a big part in the sport of boxing, and it's major politics.
Now let's talk about the current heavyweight scene, one you'll be hopefully returning back to in January. AJ's got a big fight just a matter of weeks away now, a mandatory defence of his titles against Alexander Usyk. What do you make of that fight? Is Usyk big enough?
Nah, Usyk, I think Usyk is small heavyweight. I think he'll go a couple rounds. I think AJ will definitely pull it off at the end of the day. But I don't think it's going to be lackluster. I don't think there's going to be too much excitement in that fight. The fight between Deontay and Tyson would be the most exciting fight probably of the year for the heavyweight division. As much as I can't stand Deontay, I'm kind of rooting for him in some kind of ways, because other than myself, he's the only other American heavyweight out there that's making any noise. After Deontay, only thing to talk about is Big Baby, regardless if I'm here or not. But like I said, I wish both of those guys well. I wish all three of them very well, because I'm not in the ring right now, and the best man win. But once I come back, they go all kiss my black ass.
What does Deontay need to do to not, to avoid the drubbing he took in the second Fury fight? What does he need to do differently?
I think he needs to use his jab, use his distance, wait for the proper time, and use his right hand. I know he's doing a lot of boxing and movement and head movement with Malik Scott. Maybe the head movement will work, but there's certain things you cannot teach Deontay, because he's so stuck in his ways. He doesn't even want to run. He wants to ride a bicycle and swim all day. So there's certain things you cannot teach that guy, that he's going to go in there and try to box with a guy who is a boxer. Tyson is a boxer. As doofy as hell as he looks, he's a boxer. Sometimes he doesn't have the one-punch knockout power like Deontay, but Deontay has to take his time, set him up with a jab, use his footwork, and land a big right hand, because jabbing him and jabbing Tyson Fury to death is not going to work.
And just the final one before I let you go. Outside of Big Baby, who's the #1 heavyweight in the world?
Right now, in my book, hands down got to be Tyson Fury. I feel like, after his failing drug tests and going through his depression, I feel like he's carried himself very well in and outside the ring. And plus, out of all the heavyweights that I ever ran to, me and Tyson definitely have a cordial relationship, and he's a very respectful guy. He's always been a fun-loving dude to watch and talk to. So I have no animosity to him as a person or a human being. I think he's an amazing boxer. He's not going to beat me, but outside of that, I think Tyson Fury is the #1 guy, and he's from the UK, and he's a gypsy. Gotta love it.
You said you guys have a close relationship. Has he said anything to you since your suspension? Because obviously he's had his own problems in that regard.
Yeah, most definitely. He just said, man, if I ever need somebody to talk to, just reach out, man. If you want to come out and train, just reach out, man. So he was definitely been a positive person in the background. And like I said, I think out of everybody that really comes from the street and comes from the ground up, Tyson understands my situation, understands what it means to have the world turn their back on you for a little while. You know what I mean? So I wish him nothing but luck. But when you look at the demographic of the boxing scene, for the heavy American side, I wish it could probably go to a fourth fight. It was a draw. Tyson Fury won, Deontay won, and maybe they get a fourth one, which give me some time to come back and smoke AJ's behind. But you never know in the sport of boxing, anything can happen. So let's hope for the best and hope for both guys come out on top.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us, and enjoy the fights on Saturday.